This is too oily. I can't have this food.
Okay, so stay hungry.
I mean, this is not quite to my taste. So could I have something else, please?
Okay, then how about lemon rice?
Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Shweta. We just saw how some people often come across as rude without even realizing it. In today's video, we will learn how to turn those rude comments into polite and respectful ones.
So let's start with when you want to ask for something. If you just say, "Give me your pen," that would be pretty rude. Instead, you can say, using could I please borrow your pen? Now, let's see another situation where you have to disagree with someone. And saying you are wrong would be definitely very, very rude. Instead, you can see, "I see your point, but I have a different perspective." Now, let's say you're using a public transport and you want to request someone to give you some space to sit. So instead of saying "move over," you can say, "Would you mind moving over a bit?" So when you're working in a team and everyone is giving ideas, it's possible that you might not like one of the ideas and you have to say that this idea is not good. So if you want to say it politely, you can say it, "I'm not sure that will work. How about we try this instead?" There are times when you need some space for yourself and you don't want to speak to anyone. At that time, it would not be appropriate to say, "Don't bother me." Instead, you can say politely, "Could you give me a moment, please?" We have seen this example in the very beginning. If you don't like something, don't simply say, "I don't like this food." Instead, you can say, "This isn't quite to my taste. Could I have something else, please?" You're likely to get a positive response to this one. And this one we use quite often when we simply say, "Hurry up." Instead, we can say, "Could you speed up a little, please?" It's not right to get into the complaint mode even before we understand the reason. So, if somebody is late, don't say, "You're late again." Instead, say politely, "I noticed you were late. Is everything all right?" So that you know the reason before you get mad. There are times when we don't understand something and we simply reject. We disagree and we say that doesn't make sense. However, it is possible that we have not even tried to understand it well. So it would be better to say, "Could you explain that a bit more? I'm not sure I understand." Giving feedback is crucial. At the same time, you have to make sure that the message is conveyed to the person without sounding rude. So if you want to say the report is not right, don't say the report is terrible. Say, "This report could use some improvements. Can we go over it together?" This one we use mostly with our kids when we want them to clean their rooms. So clean up this mess. This is what we say. If we try and become a little tactful and say it more politely, like, "Could you please help tidy up?" we are likely to get a better response. And here's a polite way of saying, "You didn't do this correctly." You can say, "There seems to be a mistake here. Let's fix it together." There are times when we want some personal space, and it might come across as very rude if we say, "I don't want to talk to you." So if we say this in a polite way, that "I'm not feeling up to a conversation right now, can we talk later?" then that would definitely sound much better. If you want someone to return back something that originally belongs to you, then instead of saying, "Give it back to me," you can say, "Could you please return that to me?" Again, a similar situation where you want a little space for yourself and you want everyone to leave you alone in the room, then instead of saying, "Leave me alone," you can say, "I need some time to myself, please." And here's a polite way of telling someone to try things on his own rather than depending on you. So don't say, "Do it yourself." Rather, you can say, "I think you should give it a try." And here's the simplest one. Instead of saying "what," it would be better to say, "Could you repeat that?"
Thank you so much for watching the video till the end. Please like, share and subscribe to the video. Also, keep learning and keep smiling. Have a great day and see ya.